Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the LPTV Disney Morning Show. You can probably tell at least two of the LP staff members that are not going around the world right now because we are in our normal locations. Me in Northern California, although they will be coming my way soon, and Kyle in the middle of the country in some state that no one even knows where it's at.
You should go meet up with them. Just feel like you're a part of it for a minute.
I asked Rebecca, should we go see them over at the, because they're going to go to the Walt Disney Family Museum. We should just be there waiting for them as they arrive. No, she did not think that was a good idea, and I would
I
take
think it's a great idea.
I feel like the poor people on Pirates while the other people are on Blue Bayou. Throw me a roll. We're talking about I've typed it so many times it should roll off the tongue now. Disney Parks Around the World, a private jet adventure, which I keep going back and forth on whether I put the article "the" before that. And I still am not sure whether I should or not, but this time we're calling it Disney Parks Around the World, a private jet adventure. We're going to be talking.
So it's not Parks Around the World, a private jet adventure sponsored by by Sylvania, a Siemens company.
It's not that. A Pixar presentation of a Walt Disney or whatever. All right, so we're going to be talking about that quite a bit. Rebecca's going to join us here. She also is not on the trip, but she and I have been doing so far the bulk of the social. That will change because we are not even going to be here for the whole 24 days. But so far, we are doing the bulk of the social, so we're really keeping up on what exactly Benjamin and Alex are doing, and looks like an incredible trip so far, and they haven't even gone anywhere. So Rebecca will be joining us soon to talk about that and to preview what's coming up. But first, we're going to do all our normal stuff, and that begins with a look at the stock market. All right, Kyle. Presumably, investors knew this trip was coming up. They knew that the money had been collected, and so that's already been factored in. But what do you think we're looking at?
Although I don't think they can claim it until the trip actually happens. So.
Okay, so now it's
Anyway, I'll say up because it needed to be up.
up from 89 is where we were last Friday. So let's see. Let's see how we're looking. Oh. So let's refresh that. Maybe it at least gets to 88. Oh no, we're in the 87s. All right. What a disappointment. The stock is brutal. Q3 earnings are coming up not too far from now. I think we talked about that on Friday. They're going to be. Earnings are coming. I don't know. They're coming soon. You don't have to know the date off the top of your head, do you, Kyle?
No, except I think it's after. I think it might be the day after Ben gets back, so I think he'll be around to do
August
it.
9th. August 9th.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a little bit after that, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then is Ethan prepared?
Of course.
So I'm just ignoring the elephant in the room here, and I will stop now ignoring it.
Pink elephant.
The electric watermelon is here. Or is that what it's called?
That's what the magenta color is.
That's Kyle's new.
Apparently, it glows in the black light, or it gets neonified. I don't know.
Kyle got that done. Your wife Becca actually did that for you, correct?
Of course, yeah. I don't think I've had a haircut at a salon in at least a decade.
Does she have her cosmetology license?
No.
You rebel? You mean breaking laws in multiple states? I think it's okay.
She doesn't collect money. I don't know how.
I think it's okay within the family. My sister, for the longest time, I'd only let my sister cut my hair. It looks good. Kyle got that done during Disney Trivia Live and still managed to do fairly well. So that's impressive. All right, let's get to our boy Ethan. Let's see what his hair looks like.
Why do you have to come up with great bits after everything's already done? It would have been amazing. But anyway, here you go.
Good morning and welcome to another week of the LP Disney Weather Report. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Today's musical selection was inspired by Kai Kai's new hairdo. I'm Mr. Green Christmas. I'm Mr. Sun. I'm Mr. Heat Blister. I'm Mr. 101. They call me Heat Miser. Whatever I touch starts to melt in my clutch. I'm too much. Speaking of heat, let's get to the weather. Anaheim, where our intrepid travelers spend part of their day, is inching closer to summer, hitting a high of 83 today. Walt Disney World is back on demo mode today, with an on-paper high of 92 that will feel like 101 and isolated storms possible in the early afternoon. Castaway Cay will reach a triple-digit heat index today with partly cloudy skies and only a 1% chance of rain. Disneyland Paris is sunny and in the mid-80s right now, with temps falling through the 70s in the coming hours. It will be a warm one in Tokyo tomorrow as it will be sunny and feel like 102. Even in the evening, the low of 82 will feel like 90. Shanghai will be partly cloudy tomorrow, and that's the only good news. They'll make it all the way up to 99 degrees tomorrow, which with humidity will feel like a brutal 117. That sounds like a bit much even for the dupster. Finally, Hong Kong will be sunny and relatively cool compared to Shanghai. Their high of 88 will feel like 99, but at least it's not 117. That's it for this LP Disney weather update. As a reminder, be sure to follow along on Twitter or Threads for our Around the World adventure. And tune in tomorrow for more LP morning news fun. Bye for now.
An official admonition to Ethan for using the word freaking in such context that we have a strict language policy here on the morning show. We're pushing it. Where's my wife?
I don't know.
Trip. All right, we're going to do a little bit of an audible here while I wait.
You need
for
a
her.
little Apple tag.
I do want her here to be a part of this. So, oh, there she is. Okay. So, let's be. Yeah, she'll be here in a second. So, anyway, our guys.
Wi-Fi. He'll be back in just a second. Then we'll bring on Rebecca, and it'll be great. But for now, I'm just going to keep talking until I see motion over on that side of the screen. Taking a little bit longer than I expected, I have to admit. Okay.
He'll be back, yes. Hi. Yeah. Disney parks around the world, a private jet adventure. They are traveling literally all over the world. Although, ironically enough, it's not fully around the world because they start in LA and in Orlando. So there's just that last bit that they're not traversing, but traveling literally nearly all the way around the world. Visiting every Disney park and many other locations. Really exciting trip, once in a lifetime. Presumably, they're doing it again next year. For all I know, they're going back, but presumably a once in a lifetime trip for most of the people doing it. And it's been fun to watch them. They've been, so far, it's been one day. They have not actually gone anywhere. All they are is in Anaheim. There's been no private jet yet on this private jet.
Now
adventure.
they're in Burbank, so you know it's.
Yeah, there's no jet involved. The only jet so far for our duo is a Southwest flight down to John Wayne Airport, and yet it is still so exciting to follow along at this adventure. I cannot wait for them to actually start going other places. On what is it? Thursday, I believe, is their first actual. No, Wednesday is their first actual. Venture onto the jet when they come up my way to Northern California to go to the Walt Disney Family Museum, and then they're off to Japan. So really exciting to follow along. I hope you've been following along on our Twitter, on our Threads, on our Instagram. We've kind of got an intro article we did to let you know how you can follow along, and I will give you a link to that right now. So please check that out, see how to follow us throughout this experience. They are doing a great job of tweeting and threading along the way, and then we're kind of adapting those to various articles. And actually, Alex last night actually did. I couldn't believe it, but like 11 o'clock at night, and there he is posting a day one trip report. I'm like, dude, you're working hard enough. Get some sleep. Let us do that. But thank you very much, Alex, for doing that. So let's get into some details on day one. Rebecca, would you like to join us again?
Yes.
Hey there. All right. So this is Rebecca Mosley. She and I did the bulk of the social work yesterday that wasn't done by Alex and Ben on site. And so we've really been following this, trying to answer some questions out there that people have had. So let's talk a little bit about day one, Rebecca.
I have an echo going on, but let me see. So day one, they arrived at the Grand Californian Hotel. There was one of the things that they shared was this beautiful room, right? Do you remember when we stayed at the Grand? It was a while ago.
I feel like it's been redecorated. I don't remember the tree, or maybe
Yeah,
I
I was thinking the same thing. I don't remember the tree either. So if you were following on Twitter, you would have seen a delightful gentleman met them at the baggage and assisted them with their luggage on the way to their ride down to the Anaheim resort area where they arrived, where they were taken to the Grand Californian Hotel for check-in. Although it didn't mean that they ended up having to stop by the front desk as it would seem. They were able to travel directly to their room. their luggage was handled for them, as you might expect on such a excursion as this. Alex and Ben then shared that they were heading off to the parks, as I recall. They spent, or did they do the COVID test first and then the parks?
They had to go through the whole COVID test thing to
They
get
did the
officially
COVID test
signed
first,
in.
and then they were off to the parks.
Yeah,
And-
and that was here, the kind of their welcome little Yuli with some beverages you can see there, and the COVID test and all of that stuff. Oh, and a couple of tents.
Now, while they were at Disneyland, they had lightning lane access, so they were able, I think they said it was 10 per person, so that you could have expedited fun during that afternoon before heading back to the hotel, where they had a welcome reception. Oh, they found some goodies had been left in the room while they were gone. Some were from the Grand Californians staff as a welcome, and then other were more directly attributed to the Adventures by Disney team. In addition to the goodies you saw there, they also had a few travel related items, and one of them is a pin bag that, as I understand it, has been previously a Mickey's of Glendale exclusive. That's the studio store. That pin bag right there. That's my understanding. Is this has been something of a cast member exclusive. Not a just buy it what item. And then they also got a travel fan that has that Adventures by Disney logo on it. The pin bag will come in very handy because with this particular trip, they're returning to that tradition of giving you a pin each day of the trip. We have an upcoming Adventures by Disney. Our pins were mailed to us, and apparently in the COVID era, that became part of how the Adventures by Disney would handle the pins. They would just mail them to you. But during this adventure, they will get one a day. And here is the day one pin. Yeah, Mickey and Minnie with their bags packed, the Adventures by Disney logo on Mickey's suitcase, Grand Californian Hotel, and the beautiful trees in the background. The pin back on this has that Adventures by Disney logo with the jet on it to indicate that it's one of their jet experience adventures. So unique pin.
Yeah, beautiful. And then they had another, because this is kind of their first welcome. Before the big welcome back at Disneyland, they had a little welcome at the convention center here. Go ahead, Rebecca.
And at this reception, we had Becky Klein, the director of the Walt Disney Archives, who will also be traveling with them as their adventure host, offered a toast. And we have that video on our Instagram, and I think you also put it in various other places, so you'll be able to see that welcome toast. Now, for just so you know, this is a 24-day excursion. It's sold out, and it was billed as being 75 guests. It seems that here at Disneyland, the Adventures team is about 7 people. That doesn't mean those are the only people helping out the guests on this, right? But just as far as like that adventure host, that adventure leader, those types of dynamics, or tour guide, seems like there's 7 on that team that will be traveling with them.
Yeah. Normally on Adventures by Disney, there are expert guides at each location as well, not just the ones that are traveling with them. So, but it looks like, best as we can tell, there are 7 that are traveling with them throughout this. So that's a 10-to-1 ratio. That's great for a public school. All right. And then following that welcome, they finally went into the park again for their official welcome at the Opera House. And this was a longer presentation done by both Troy Johnson, who is what is he, the head? I can't remember the exact name we have for him.
Wait, I'm sorry, you're asking about Troy? He's called Adventure Leader.
Adventure Leader,
yes. Right?
Troy Johnson. Yes, you're right. The Adventure Leader. One of their guys who's called the Adventure Leader, and then Becky Klein spoke as well. They spoke about 25 minutes. That entire video is on our YouTube right now. You can go check that out. My favorite part is kind of the beginning where Troy Johnson right here takes them, I mean, obviously they all know their itinerary, but he takes them through their itinerary for the next 24 days in a really entertaining way.
I was going to say, this for me was one of those things that I haven't done an Adventures by Disney yet. And this is one of those things that I was like, okay, this is part of that Disney difference. This is because his storytelling style sharing with you the itinerary ahead. Like I say, it was very much storytelling, very performative. It wasn't just a dry presentation. He was really bringing the adventure to life, describing throwing that curtain open and having that view. I mean, it was a lot of fun to see.
It reminded me of Steve Jobs introducing the first iPhone for some reason. I kept getting flashbacks to that. That was fun. And then they were off, or not off, after that 25-minute presentation, they were off to the other section of the Opera House to eat. Of course, lots of food always involved in anything.
And Alex in his recap did a great job of letting us know what kind of food items were available. But just the idea of dining there in that area around the Capitol model there at Disneyland, super neat. Mickey and Minnie, of course, are also along for the adventure. And then they headed over to the Main Street station for firework viewing.
Fireworks, yes, from the Main Street Space Station, and that was day one. And then Alex, instead of going to sleep, came back and wrote an article. So please do us a favor, do Alex a solid, and go read that article I just put in the chat. And that was day one. And oh my goodness, after such an exciting day, which I'm sure for a lot of these people included travel just to get to Southern California,
right?
I know they had nothing they wanted to do more than sleep in this morning, but that is not how an adventure vacation works.
No, so, you get up bright and early and you go get Mickey waffles. That's right, what you do.
Here's the
you're
tweet
at the
from
Grand Californian, you're in one of the conference rooms and you have a breakfast buffet, and among them is the Mickey waffle, because come on, you gotta have a Mickey waffle. I was very happy to see the Mickey waffle, have to admit. For those of you wondering, there are a few children, I know at least one along on this adventure. It is for ages 12 and up, based upon the Adventures by Disney website. And if, as we're sharing some of this, you begin to think, hey, maybe I should take this trip, Adventures by Disney has announced dates for the 2024 season. Yeah. So, yeah.
There's only one this year.
Something you want to try.
2 next year.
Not something that I imagine is going to ever be in my list of things to do. But wow, it sure is fun to watch our friends Ben and Alex jump on this. So
if you are interested, of course, I said there are 2 next year. You want to check out Mouse Fan Travel, we certainly recommend them. And Rich Ostry, if you want to ask for him, he's one of our regulars. I don't see him in here today, but he's one of our regulars here, and we recommend him as well. As I said, the day starts early. Those first tweets from breakfast were at 6:30 this morning, and then by 8:30 this morning, they were at the Disney Studios for their first stop today. Got to do some shopping, some beverages.
Check out Pongo and Perdita up there. Isn't that cute?
Oh, that is adorable. I didn't even notice them.
And then the clock's in the background. I love how it's like a little Mickey back there.
See? That I expect. Yes.
Yeah, that one I knew you grabbed, but yeah, that's cool.
So follow along. Today they are going to be at the studios, and then they'll have a World of Color viewing tonight. So pay attention to that. I know at the studios there's not as much photography permitted as there is in the parks. So, but we'll get you everything that we can. Tomorrow they're in Anaheim again for some Disneyland fun, some special opportunities at Disneyland most people don't get, and then some VIP tours for Disneyland and California Adventure. And then on Wednesday, they finally get to board the private jet. So exciting. And take about a 50-minute flight up to Northern California, where they will go to the Walt Disney Family Museum and go to Lucasfilm and Skywalker Ranch. And oh my goodness, so much fun. So much fun. 3 days up here or 2 full days up here before they finally travel overseas. And even more adventure begins. It is going to be very exciting to follow along on the trip. We are so happy that so many people are following us. We've gained so many Twitter followers and Instagram followers over the past day. People so excited just to be going along and seeing what this ultimate adventure is like.
And I want to thank everybody who's been sharing this with others. I know Tim Tracker shared it with people, and I really appreciate that. And like I say, I've seen it shared by so many people, and greatly appreciate you passing along the word. that our team, Ben and Alex, are taking this adventure around the world. I've seen some, people talking about how surprised they were by the way the schedule, it doesn't seem like you have a lot of time to do the parks per se, but this is designed to be an escorted journey. So I'm really interested to see, like last night they had a small presentation there in the Lincoln Theater with Becky Klein, and she's the director of the archives, and she talked about how she has such a love of history and such a love of Disney, and so this is like the perfect trip for her. And so she's traveling along with these 75 guests, and I'm very interested to see kind of what makes this unique, because it isn't so much about getting you from point to point. People can book this kind of trip, right? You can book a plane. We've seen people do it. The gentleman who just went to the parks and rode every ride. So I'm interested to see how Disney differentiates themselves with this experience. What are the unique elements? We're already beginning to see a little bit of that, like I say, with Becky being one of your escorts on this adventure. And then today at the studios, I'm interested to hear from Ben and Alex what was unique about the access that this particular experience gave.
I would guess, I'd be shocked if the vast, vast majority of the people on this trip have not been to the studios before, have not been to certainly most of the parks, if not all of the parks before around the world. And this is about this particular experience. Not, I'm going to Shanghai Disneyland for a day. They've been to Shanghai Disneyland for a day. They're doing this Shanghai Disneyland. So.
Because quite a few of these are on the Adventures by Disney, like smaller, offerings that they have kind of here and there. This one kind of seems to be like a big blending of a lot of different, because I know they used to have like, I don't know if they still, but they like a Southern California, like a California one. So
I'm with Gio, excited to see this airplane. I've seen pictures of it. I mean, it's a 757, so you have some idea of how big it is. And I've seen they've released some pictures of the interior, but still, it's private. Yes, I realize it's more like charter than private. You don't have lay flat seats or anything, but still, it's just for you. I love airplanes. I'm so excited to see the airplane.
And you get more time in it because they're going the direction where it takes longer to fly places. But they don't have, I think the longest flight, like we're just looking at it, I'm pretty sure that Anchorage to Tokyo was the longest one, and then Paris they have to stop in Canada for gas and then go down to Florida. Those are a little bit longer, but the rest of them, once you get to Asia, just ping-ponging around. So probably doesn't add too much time, but kind of funny.
Here it is for you, Gio. If you haven't seen pictures, you probably have. Oh, are they boarding a 757 from the stairs? Come on, how cool is that? If they are. I don't know if they are. They're leaving out of Ontario, interestingly enough. For whatever reason, I just assume, of course, LAX. But no, they're actually leaving out of Ontario Airport, which is a much smaller airport in the area. These are the seats on the plane. Again, not the full-on lie-flat seats, but also not exactly coach level. So.
Premium economy.
And this is better than premium economy. I've never been in.
It's basically what I mean.
I've never been in a Comfort Plus that had the footrest.
Well, it's not Comfort Plus. It's
no, that's different.
Okay, sorry. I don't fly planes for premium economy, I guess. So
it's international flights.
Okay, fair enough. So, are there 4 classes? Economy, premium economy,
Delta,
business,
yeah. There's if you're including basic economy, but it's the same thing. There's economy, Comfort Plus, premium economy, and then their first class, or they call it Delta One, which is actually business class.
Okay, so there's no actual first class. There's no business class, first class separation anymore?
It's not. So business class, on some flights, domestic carriers, I think American has a actual, what they call flagship first class for international, but what we call first class on international trips is really just considered business class. Like if you go on a real first class international, it's even higher than what we have from Delta One.
That's cool to learn. Go ahead.
And by the way, someone I saw had within the tweets wondered about merchandise and that type of thing. And today, when they went shopping at Burbank at the Walt Disney Studios, they actually were able to store those items nearby, so they're not having to carry those around with them. So that's one of those other kind of amenities that we're seeing with the event. So
I saw they could store them in the Silver Lake room, which I imagine is next to the Louis Feliz room.
Good for you, SoCal people. So LA, Northern California, then they fly off to Anchorage, which I'm guessing is just a refueling stop, and then over to Tokyo, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Agra, Cairo, Paris, Halifax, again, guessing a refuel, and down to Orlando, where the trip will terminate. And then hopefully, our particular guys will then come back to the San Francisco area. But after a trip like this, they may just decide working is no longer something they're interested in. We will find out.
You don't think that Disney's going to be announcing a new Disneyland in Nova Scotia as part of this trip? Be like, you're standing on the ground where the next Disney park will...
So follow along, guys. You can tell how excited we are for this trip, and we're not.
We really are.
So, but it is tons of fun to watch, and I'm as a fan. Forget LP. As a fan, I am excited to be watching along with the trip. I personally have not seen anyone else kind of chronicle it like this, and I don't blame them. If I were the one on this trip on my vacation, I wouldn't be spending my time posting on social media. I'd be spending my time enjoying the trip. So I am glad that there was someone on there doing it so that I can enjoy it. And the fact that it happens to be my website makes it all the better. So we're enjoying it. We hope you enjoy it.
Grateful for the efforts of Ben and Alex as they take this journey, because this is their vacation, and they're sharing it with us.
Cool. Well, thanks, Hun, for joining us this morning. We'll probably be having you on more mornings because this trip ain't going anywhere.
Cool.
Actually, it's going lots of places, Doobie.
You're good. We are going somewhere though, which is going to be fun. I feel like we're going like a mini Adventure by Disney compared to this. We are leaving 1 week from tomorrow for an Adventure by Disney in Yellowstone, which is like the trip of a lifetime. I'm very excited for this, but it's not quite this. All right, let's move on to some other news. Kyle, this is a Marvel thing. Is this exciting to you?
This is exciting, yeah. So this is a first look at Deadpool 3, which is going to have Wolverine in it, and Wolverine has his yellow suit you see here. So yeah, this is pretty cool. Just seeing these two together is exciting. We obviously still don't know anything about the plot or how this works or how Wolverine is alive, for that matter, but I'm sure we'll get all the answers soon enough.
You a Deadpool fan?
Somewhat. I've seen the first one. It's not. I like it and I don't. I appreciate the humor and I think it's a lot of fun, but it gets a little graphic for me at times.
Oh, that's right. Kyle doesn't like to be startled.
Well, it's not even startling. It's just a little gory. It's
seen
over the top, so it's like, it's kind of like Kill Bill in that way, where you're like, okay, it's so over the top that I can't take this seriously. Whereas if they tried to make it look realistic, then I'd probably have more of a problem with it.
And then Elektra, yeah, I think I saw this headline. Jennifer Garner?
Yeah. What's in your wallet? We got 2 Capital One spokespeople in the MCU.
Kyle, that's why he's the credit card guy. In a good way. I mean, you report on such things. Let's see. Lego.
Imagine all the points you can get from that $124,000.
Do they ask for the frequent flyer? No. Next up.
Yeah, your loyalty with whatever Norwegian Airlines or whatever it is.
So this is Lego, Kyle, again for you.
Yeah, so this is a new set coming out. Looks very cool. It's actually not that many pieces, but that's good because that means it's only, I use this in quotes because it's still kind of pricey, it's $100, which I don't think is so bad for something of this size and detail. It looks like a lot of fun. It's a multi-plane camera. I love the way that they incorporated the 100 into the film reels at the top there. This is just a really nice piece. It's not going to be like a terribly interesting build, but once it's going to be a nice piece to have on your desk and on display, I think.
Plan to get this one?
We'll see. We only have so much room here.
I've seen Mike Celestino's background. You've got plenty of room there, Kyle.
Yeah, well.
Can't wait to see Mike today, by the way. This is like the hair weekend for LP. Kyle got his hair done, electric watermelon, which I thought was going to be green for some reason, but no, it's red. And then Mike Celestino got his annual haircut today. So.
And he's doing a walk and talk at noon, so maybe we can get him to flip the camera so you can get an early preview.
Make sure Tony has him do that. Let's see. There is a new ad for Great Stories Live Forever from Disney 100 that we invite you to go check out. I'm not actually going to play it with audio because I would like to value our copyright on this potentially well-viewed episode, but go check it out. Get the feels about Disney 100 Great Stories That Live Forever. Got a cool article for that on LP. Let's see. I do hate the word, the feels. And while our guys were at Disneyland yesterday, still working, not enough to be enjoying, still working, they noticed that the Tiana's Palace sign can be viewed over the wall without poking your camera over the wall over at New Orleans Square. New Orleans Square. Where the old French market is being transformed into Tiana's Palace. So thank you for that pick, guys. It's been fun to follow you, even stuff like that. Anything, other new stuff, Kyle? Not a busy news morning.
I haven't. I mean, they released a little Ahsoka Journey to Ahsoka teaser featurette, I guess is what that'd be called. I haven't watched it yet because it came out while we were on the air.
So that
I don't know if it is. Well, I guess for this day in Disney history, are we talking about? I don't know if this is the actual 40th anniversary of Disney Channel or if they're just promoting it today.
I think they're promoting it today because it wasn't.
Because I feel like it already happened. I feel like
we did that. We did, yeah. Maybe.
So, yeah, I don't know why they're talking about it today, but they have a little like sizzle reel out as well.
Let's go ahead and watch the Ahsoka one.
Okay.
Give me a second to get it all ready.
No problem. I will see if there's anything else. The Disneyland Paris had their premiere for Together, the Pixar stage musical. They put out a little sizzle reel of that, and it looks like a lot of fun. It shows a little bit of the show itself. It's also just like celebrities and fans getting to attend, and it looks like a fun show.
Cool. Let's go ahead and check out the transformation.
I mean, Star Wars to play Ahsoka Tano, which would be amazing.
Because you know what? Star Wars follows you on Twitter. They don't follow anybody who's not in their movie.
I know. I think it's a good sign. Internet, help me out.
Now might be a good time to welcome Ahsoka herself, I think.
Ahsoka is a character that Dave Filoni created and worked with George Lucas on in the Clone Wars.
We're telling the story of this character who's been trained by the greatest Jedi of all time, in Anakin Skywalker.
Ahsoka has been a really beloved character for many, many years. There's a lot of Ahsoka love today.
With Ahsoka, it's time that she came into her own in a way we've never seen it before. Rosario is so compelling. She is on fire and she knows her stuff. She's in it.
To see the scope of this story, I can't wait for people to watch it.
We have to maintain that sense of fun, adventure, and imagination.
It's quite extraordinary, actually, bring this to life.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
That's exciting. Seriously. I'm excited. You know who wasn't anywhere in that video?
Ashley
Ahsoka. Yes. Which I just feel so bad for her. Not that she should have gotten the part, and I'm glad she has embraced it, but you got to feel a little bit bad for her. Let's see. Anything else, Kyle, before we get to some standard stuff?
I think let's standard stuff, and if I find something else, we will break in.
Get back to it. Use our breaking news. All right, let's have a pocket pick, courtesy of Kyle. Shut up! Shut up!
Going to continue our theme here of TikToks from Disney parks celebrating cute food items in Asian Disney parks.
Sorry. Really annoying. autoplay, but then have a pop-up that I have to get rid of before you let me pause the autoplay.
That's rude.
That's rude. Okay.
What we ate at Hong Kong Disneyland. Lotso Sherbet Bar. Green Alien Dim Sum. Baymax Dim Sum. Winnie the Pooh and Tigger Dim Sum.
Pineapple Dole Whip with strawberry slush float and mango passion fruit pineapple mousse.
Stitch blueberry and lemon yogurt cake. Scrub coconut and pineapple cake with raspberry marshmallow. Stitch soft serve cup.
Winnie the Pooh donut to finish the day. Yum.
I have had that Winnie the Pooh donut. It is okay. The fondant's a little thick, but it's tasty. I liked it.
The fondant not yummy. Hey, thanks, Gio, for doing our job for us. This is, I have seen this popping up all over Twitter. Haunted Mansion will be down for a very, very tiny refurb, August 7th through 9th. Unless your vacation happens to be August 7th through 9th, in which case that refurb is anything but tiny. It is significant. Otherwise, it's just a short refurb.
But do you know why that might be significant? What is it? Is it the glasses adjustment mean you do or don't? I
have no idea.
Oh, well, we know, as we've been teased a couple of times, that the Hatbox Ghost is being added to Walt Disney World's version of the Haunted Mansion. So with the short refurb, you have to wonder if maybe it's to install that.
When is Destination D? September 8th through 10th? You could see them wanting that to be in prior to Destination D.
Or, you know, something called Halloween, which the party starts whenever.
Wow, interesting. Okay. Put that into do. Let's see what else we got. We have This Day in Disney History. Yeah, Hatbox Ghost. You know it. You a big fan of Hatbox Ghost?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Oh, thank you, Rebecca. Goodness, how could I not do that? I'm sorry. It's like huge item. I want to talk about the Haunted Mansion merch and the Barbie. Barbie? What do you know about her?
I don't know anything about Barbie.
You don't know anything about Barbie, Haunted Mansion?
The bride?
That's a Barbie. Why am I saying Barbie? Bride.
I don't know. It's a doll, and you think all dolls are Barbies? Yeah, this is, I presume, I guess it's just Bride, so it's not Constance Hatchaway. But yeah, there's this cool doll. It's $150. So that's very expensive for a doll, but in line with the specialty dolls that Shop Disney has done before. It's also limited edition. I think this looks very cool. Not something I'll be buying, but I appreciate its existence.
And this is a live shot of Shop Disney, so it would appear that she is still available despite her limited edition. So, cool. All right, we have a short edition for education today. All right, Kyle. Sorry, it's all still white. Let me make it black so I can see it. On this day in 1981, an animated feature from the Walt Disney Company premiered. That should be all the information you need.
Say it again.
1981, animated feature.
Okay. It's a movie. 1981. It's animated. And
animated.
That I mean, the golden age of Disney animation is 1981. So that's why.
Wow, Kyle. These are the easy years. Okay. I will give you a hint. When you're the best of friends.
Is that the Fox and the Hound?
That is the Fox and the Hound. Yay.
Oh, my hound dog.
Yeah, you should have got that one. Joy Lawrence. Okay. One more. On this day in 1987. Animated film, not technically a Disney animated feature, but an animated film released by Disney, set in a world where household appliances and other electronics have the ability
Brave Little Toaster.
The Brave Little Toaster. You are correct. How did you possibly get that from that clue, Kyle?
Without that, it might have been a little bit harder because when you say animated movie that's not a Disney animated feature, I'm like, Roger.
Yeah, there are a few of those. That would be another. Oh, that's not.
The Wild.
There became more later between the Wild and
Valiant.
Valiant, yes. But
Or remember Circle 7 when that was going to be a thing?
Oh, what is it? Remind me what that
Circle
is.
7 was a studio that Disney set up and was going to make sequels to Pixar movies instead of Pixar back when they were negotiating with them. And the consensus is that this was all just a move to put pressure on Pixar. They weren't really going to do it. And in fact, where do they get the name Circle 7? Well, ABC 7 affiliate is across the street from Disney. Their logo is a circle with a 7.
Wow, I spent a lot of time on that one. All right, that is all for this day in Disney history. So we got right now. Our guys are at the studio as we speak. Hopefully we've got more content coming out from them soon. They're going around the world. It's pretty exciting. That's the biggest thing going on around here at LP. I think it's probably the biggest thing going on for Disney park fans in general right now. So we're excited to be a part of it. Excited to have you follow along. Obviously, there will be other news, and we'll be covering it all in the world of Disney. I forgot something I'm going to remember right now. Alex did, along with everything else, did his streaming guide for the week of July 9th through 15th. So we're going to tell you what to watch on Monday. And the answer is nothing. I found nothing good for Monday.
Isn't Claim to Fame on tonight?
He didn't put that in his guide. He only puts like the first episode. Claim to Fame is on tonight. I feel like it's been a week. Once a week passes, we can spoil the previous week, don't you think?
Yes.
So in the first week, if you want to watch Claim to Fame without being spoiled, tune out now. You have been warned. So in the first week was Tom Hanks', what was it, niece, I think?
Niece, yeah.
And the epic meltdown. How epic was it, Kyle?
It was very epic. I did have questions about how they're still like hearing her while she's like in the house. Like I think there was just some editing there. I think she probably was yelling some other stuff. But yeah, it was very humorous.
And then last week, who was it, Kyle?
I have to think all the way back.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, that's right. Neil deGrasse Tyson's son.
Very.
And we got further confirmation. I guess we don't have 100% confirmation until they get kicked off. But I solved the wine bottle clue in the first episode, and everyone is in agreement with me. And then this last wine bottle thing solved that as well, and Doobie called that one.
I called that just based on sight. I'm like, I looked at that guy. This is speculation, so it's not spoiler, so I'm going to say it. I looked at that guy, and I said, that's clearly Donnie Osmond's relative.
Yeah.
And the clue seems to bear that out, so. Another bum fight for me. You know the bum fight?
So I have to say, so far, I mean, maybe it's just stacked at the beginning, but my concern was that after the first season that you're going to start getting like lower tier celebrity relatives. I feel like they actually took a step up for this one so far. And they have changed some things. Like I think I might have told you in the first season, well, first of all, like in the teasers, they're like including celebrity, like they teased some of the celebrities that people were going to be related to. And they also, when they did Two Truths and a Lie, they told you which one was the lie for some of the people. So
that makes it a lot easier.
They're keeping it a lot quieter as far as like the audience. I felt like they gave more away in the first season. So I think that's probably a good move to get people interested in the first season. But I think people who watched it would like to be a little bit more in the dark and figure it out for themselves. So I'm pleased with how they've done that so far this season.
Has Claim to Fame tonight on ABC. Excited to see the next celebrity. The next celebrity relative. Excuse me. No celebrities on this show. My actual pick for to watch was from yesterday, because we don't do a show yesterday, but it is well worth watching, and that is Never Say Never with Jeff Jenkins, premiered yesterday on the National Geographic show. Really fun guy, really fun show. Already talked about it quite a bit, so I'm not going to do that again, but go check it out. He says, life begins where your adventure begins. Whatever, something begins where your comfort zone ends. Probably adventure. So check him out. He's a oversized, not the word. He is a plus size man, and he does not let them hold him back, and it makes for a fun show. New Zealand, I believe, was the first episode. Rich Ostry, good morning to you. So we have been talking this morning a lot about the Disney parks around the world, a private jet adventure. Again, I'm still not sure. And we told people if they want to take it next year to contact you, Rich Austria at MEI Travel. So I gotta imagine the travel agent commission on that is more than a couple bucks. Don't forget your people. Hey, we got an image just taken from where they are right now. I don't even think it's been tweeted yet.
We're gonna dox them. So
just in, the guys right now are in. Well, let me read you the caption, verbatim. Learning more about the audio aspect of filmmaking at Disney Studios, photo shows Doc Kane. You know Doc Kane if you've ever been around Disney Audio, with over 500 projects under his belt and a slew of awards and nominations, including 4 Academy Award nominations. Doc Kane has one of the longest and most impressive resumes in the sound business, recording for over 30 years. And I'd also like to point out the other person in this photo is our friend Don, who was an LPer from long ago, one of our readers and discussion board posters long ago. So glad we were able to do this and share that with you. Awesome! Here, waiting for the calls to roll in. We're doing our part, man. We're doing our part telling people how awesome this adventure is. I hope you're following along too, Rich. So yeah, they are at the studio now. They're learning Walt Disney Studio cool stuff, and yay. All right, I think that is it for today. 11 a.m., Kyle, what's going on?
It's going to be at noon, actually. We had a scheduling conflict, but we're going to do it at noon. We're going to have a walk and talk from Disneyland with Mike Celestino. Freshly cut hair so he can withstand this 80-degree weather today in Anaheim instead of 70 like he's used to.
And then at 4 p.m. Pacific, we will be doing Disney Parks Talk Live, going through what is going on in the world of Disney Parks, including this very trip. We'll be talking about it some more, including whatever happens between now and then. That'll be with myself, the aforementioned Mike Celestino, the always well-groomed Jeremiah Good, and the beautiful Rebecca Mosley. So join us then. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, select notifications. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you, Kyle and I, tomorrow.